Hello everyone! We have a problem, friends. Tony is about to go on a trip, but he has a phobia of flying in airplanes. According to statistics, planes are one of the safest means of transportation, but this phobia is quite common. Maybe you too are afraid of flying. Tell us in the comments. Tony and I are definitely afraid of flying because if something happens to an airplane at an altitude of 10,000 meters and it starts to fall, there's nothing you can do about it. And all you can do is wait for it to fall and inevitably die. But maybe there is a chance for survival. Now we're going to figure out what to do to survive a plane crash. Let's start. First, you need to be prepared. Wear comfortable clothes made of natural materials and good lace-up shoes. This will all be very useful if you have to survive somewhere in the woods or in the middle of the ocean after a disaster. Also, when choosing a seat on an airplane, it's best to give preference to the tail. Yes, that's right. Economy class passengers are statistically 40% more likely to survive. Once you are on board, read the passenger handbook and listen carefully to the flight attendant's safety instructions. Don't assume that you already know everything, because each airplane has its own individual safety rules. And if you're sitting in an emergency exit row, study the door and make sure you know how to open it if necessary. Usually the flight attendant is the one that opens the door. However, if they happen to be seriously injured, you will have to do it. It's also very important to count the number of seats between your seat and the emergency exit. During a fall, there may be smoke, noise, or chaos in the cabin. You may have to feel your way to the emergency exit, and it will be easier if you know where the exit is and how far away it is from you. And, of course, keep your seatbelts fastened throughout the flight, even when you are not allowed to. The preparations are complete. And so, Tony, we're in the air. And there it is, the moment you realize something's wrong. What do? Calm down. The most important rule in any emergency is to stay calm. Are you calm? Now we have to assess where we're falling. If the plane is going to land on water, put on a life jacket, but don't inflate it inside the plane. Otherwise, it will prevent you from getting out. You have to use the time before you fall correctly. Make sure your shoes are tight on your foot. Button up your clothes, remove any dangerous objects that may hit you when you fall, put your oxygen mask on, and then help others if necessary. And assume the brace position as instructed in the safety memo. That is, place your hands on the back of the front seat and tilt your head forward. Yes, Tony, that's about right. Okay, get ready. Tony, are you alive? Phew, the fight for your life is not over. We need to get out of the plane as fast as possible. According to the National Transportation Safety Board, 68% of deaths in plane crashes are caused by fire that breaks out after the crash. It is very important to leave the plane without delay. If there is already fire or smoke, you have less than 2 minutes. Smoke in an airplane can be very thick, so try to cover your nose and mouth with a handkerchief. If you can, wet the handkerchief with any liquid for extra protection. And under no circumstances should you drop to the floor trying to escape the acrid smoke. Other passengers are panicking too, and they may simply trample you to death while trying to save themselves. Tony, are you completely daft or what? Leave your things. Your life is much more important. Hurry up and run at least 150 meters away from the plane, because there's still a lot of fuel left in it, and it could explode at any moment. That's it, Tony. Stop. It's best not to go too far from the crash site. Rescuers already know about the crash and have been alerted in order to find you and other survivors as soon as possible and bring you home. And they will be looking near the crash site. The only thing left to do now is to examine yourself for wounds and cuts, treat them if possible, and help anyone who is wounded. By the way, a long time ago Tony was in a plane crash and found himself alone on a desert island. There, he had to find fresh water and food, build a shelter, defend himself from predators, and find a way to escape. The link to the desert island survival video will be right here on the screen and is already in the description under the video. Check it out if you're interested. Now tell us in the comments, are you okay with air travel, or are you so afraid of planes that you prefer to travel by land? And of course, leave a like if you enjoyed Tony's latest adventure. Bye-bye!